Whenever Josh speaks, just ignore him. Listen to me. Listen to the sound of my voice.
I think anybody will have a good time in Backview because I was there with Alex the day we went there the first time. I was like,
that was a lot of fun.
Why the hell haven't I brought my family here?
Yeah, you just let it loose in the back.
You're
and
absolutely
run
100%
around.
correct. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah. And they actually just built a nice, big old playground for the kids to hang out at. It's a great location.
It's a
Every
little
time I
bit
go
of a
up there, I
journey,
have a
but
good
it's
time.
worth.
Yeah.
It's
And a whole
worth
bunch
the
of picnic
spot.
tables that they just set out too.
Yeah.
It just it depends on how froggy are you. You want to go all the way.
Well, you got to either have a driver or you got to have the ability to call a driver. That's the thing. Like always when you go out drinking, you got to have somebody who can drive you. But if you're definitely going to go that far, be prepared to either bring somebody who stays sober or call an Uber. That's what you got to do.
I'm glad you brought
Or
this
just
up.
bring your RV.
It's a good
you can stay in the back.
Yeah. Or actually, we were actually
Or a tent.
We were actually planning on doing like a guys' weekend, brewers and tap room.
Yes.
We were gonna go up north side. We were gonna hit 3 places. We were just gonna grab a hotel for the night so we could Uber to the hotel and stay there and sleep there. That way we didn't have to sleep in a car for an hour drive back home.
Selfie time.
Sylvia trying to lean into that.
That's fine.
I fell on my part.
It's all good.
You got to get those long arms,
Right,
bro.
yeah.
You got to sit down on the stretcher and
I'm not built for selfies.
Yeah.
My head's so big and my arms aren't. I need to be at the end. I need to be.
So if we're crossing into the third hour, I have a very interesting topic to talk about that I've been considering making a whole segment on my show.
Bring it.
Galactic Coast Power Hour bonus time. Boom.
The after hours.
So, craft beer. How do you balance that with understanding alcoholism? Right?
Yeah.
So it's a topic that not a whole lot of people talk about.
Yeah.
It's a really good subject.
Well, because we were talking about Ubering and being responsible,
Yes.
and if you're taking your kids out, there's a balance to be made where you have to understand your responsibilities and you have to make sure that you're not drinking too much. But there's a fine line when it comes to you're a dedicated craft beer drinker, and you may be borderlining on alcoholism.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Nobody really talks about that, and it's a struggle.
Yeah,
It's a really good topic.
Everyone makes the joke. It's not a problem. It's a hobby.
Yeah.
It's one of those things it's fun when you are one of the responsible people who can enjoy it and consume an amount and still be okay.
Yeah.
But it is a thing that you have to be aware that there's some people who don't have that much control.
So can I share something with everybody?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Who here has anybody that they know that was an alcoholic?
Yeah.
So,
Hands raised.
Yeah.
Hands raised.
Yeah, I mean,
we all know someone.
Yeah.
That's
but my father was.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly wondering, am I walking that fine line?
Yeah.
It's a tricky subject.
It is. Yeah.
Seriously, I'm constantly wondering that. You bring up a really good point because my dad was an alcoholic, and I was in AA as a teenager, and I had that really weird group of folks that was in that group, and I was a dungeon master, so that didn't help. So I was a dungeon master AA guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can you even imagine what that was like in the 90s? The only thing that had going for me is I like Nirvana.
Yeah.
That was good. Nobody else thought that was cool other than that. And Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains.
Well,
okay,
I'm
good
just
music.
Yeah, and I think that's tied to kind of the
seriously,
similar thing.
that's a big deal. You make a really good point. I often question my own position in that.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing that always
it's a
look out for your buddy.
borderline-
That's
it's a
the
borderline
thing you gotta do.
consideration.
Yeah. Always look out for your buddy. Make sure that whenever your buddy has had too much.
Do you have a beer buddy?
Like when your buddies had too much, you stop them, you take them home. But also get a buddy who can know when you've had too much. Like,
but
true.
what you,
Yeah, you're right
what
about
you
that.
described is a very difficult sickness that is hard to really put a thumb on.
Yeah.
That's a different statement.
And alcoholism is tricky.
yeah.
Truth. Yeah.
And like I'm not an expert on the subject, but I like from everything that I've heard and listened to, it's like that like a community is really what it is that helps take care of you. And so you need to build like a good group of friends.
You need to listen to your friends.
Yeah, you need to build a good group of friends
If you're not-
they'll call you out when you had too much, and they'll take care of you before you've had too much.
Yeah.
That's absolutely correct.
And you need to do the same thing from them. Like
If
bros
you're-
don't let bros have a problem.
If you're
Like,
not
that's-
listening to your friends, you need an intervention bad.
yeah.
And eat some food.
Have a pretzel.
Like from the
like
shepherd's,
Yeah.
the
Or
shepherd's
recycle.
A really good topic to bring
But
up.
anyway, yeah, well, John's back, so we're like, hey, he gets a show back.
No, that was great. That was a good topic,
It's
actually.
a really good topic. And
Yeah, it was.
a very
I think
personal-
So,
I
so
think
what
it's-
else is coming up on the draft queens?
Oh man.
Draft queens, yeah.
Yeah. We're just busy right now. I think work kind of has both of us really just occupied. But we're doing a lot of beer reviews. We have a new segment
fun.
called 3-Minute Beer Reviews, where we take 3 minutes out of our day to tell you about a beer and
Nice.
encourage you to explore the world of craft beer sensory.
Yeah.
That's the point.
That's
So the wife and I were talking about this, that doing a podcast, doing certain things, when you tell people how long it is in advance, especially if it's short,
Absolutely.
it's going to improve the chances people are going to listen, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because everybody's got a short attention span. People don't have time.
Especially if you can release it, like, as a-
3-minute beer
as a
reviews,
segment.
genius.
Yeah.
Genius name.
Yeah. So
I endorse that 3-minute beer
I
reviews.
appreciate
Yeah,
that. We have a
absolutely.
lot of fun with it. Our main goal is to have fun, right? So beer is
yeah.
always supposed to be fun.
it should
But
be.
we also want to try to encourage people to be very vocal about their opinions. Like if you don't like something,
Yeah.
say it. If you love something, say it even more, right?
Yeah.
That's what this industry is about. It's about feedback. It's about learning what you like. It's experimenting with new
Yeah.
beers. And so that's what
It's
we're
about,
out to
and,
do.
and it's about making sure that the beer that's available is high quality, because that's what
That's right.
Like you want to know when you go to the store and you buy a beer that it ought to be a good beer.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's right. Yeah. So we've been focusing a lot on beer sensory and like how to taste beer and trying to educate people more on styles of beer more than anything.
And y'all doing stuff to like push people to get to try to like the other styles that they may not be hyped
That's
about.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like appreciate the craft and effort that goes into making those beers.
Yeah, in every beer. Yeah. We've done a couple of beer reviews that have not been perfect, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But we like
I mean,
to.
not every beer is perfect.
Well, we like to explain it how we interpret
Nor
it.
every beer review.
No,
That's right. Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, you're one data point.
Yeah. So we're just trying to have fun. We're trying to drink beer. We're trying to get to know people.
That's a good time.
And try to be a part of the community and try to promote the folks that are doing good stuff like you guys and Val
Awesome.
and Bachfish and everybody else in the South Side in Central Houston that is brewing great quality beer.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
all we're trying to do.
And I've noticed you've increased the amount of venues or platforms that people can listen, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. So we switched our underwriters officially Anchor now. So we're on, all the major Google podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on Spreaker. We're on all these, so pretty much everywhere you can find podcasts, you can Google Draft Queens, and we'll be there.
But
Awesome.
probably the best thing is follow them on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook,
And
yep.
they'll link it to the Facebook page, and then
Yep.
you don't even have to worry about all, just
Yep.
boom.
Yep, that's it.
All right, so I got a question for everybody. So there's been some new Houston breweries openings, and there's a lot of Houston breweries I still have yet to been to. But so what brewery that you've yet to visit are you most excited about visiting in the future? And I could start because I have, truthfully, I've been to way fewer Houston breweries than I should. I mean, I
You got some work to do,
I still
John.
talk about the fact that I've still been to the old St. Arnold's brewery more than the new one, let alone anywhere else, right? I
Right,
mean,
right.
so I'm
John,
also,
we're really curious. Like,
so I mean, we've had there's been so many breweries on the show that I've never been to Back Pew, I've never been to Astral. No,
Yeah.
actually,
True Anomaly.
True Anomaly. Never been to.
4J.
Four
Local,
J's?
I had 4J's. Yeah. I had
Yeah,
local group
I
on
need
the
to go
show
check it out.
before they opened.
Yeah.
tomorrow, if you could go, where would you go?
So like Uber, you know, had Uber.
Yeah.
Get a ride there, get a ride back.
'Cause I'm scared of the drive, right?
Yeah,
I mean, but,
absolutely.
But local group, you know, cause, you know,
Doesn't matter.
That's
Yeah, 'cause they're new.
Or
A German brewery.
yeah,
Klaus?
Right. Oh, yeah,
Klaus.
right.
Klaus?
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many I need.
Yeah.
I mean, I've still never been to. I've never been to Eighth Wonder. I've never been to Buffalo
Wow.
Bayou.
Wow.
No.
No,
They've been around, yeah.
But I've been to Saloon Door a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, so I was going to say,
damn it.
we got to organize a Galactic Coast Power bus and just make a trip around town.
We've talked about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
One of the breweries that I'm interested in going to check out is New Magnolia. I've heard.
New McDonald's.
Yeah, New Magnolia is up in
Yeah.
the Heights area that they've just recently opened, and supposedly have fantastic beer and a great outdoor space.
Yeah.
So if I could hype up a brewery that
Yeah,
I went to,
please.
and I met Val at, and they were the best.
Southern.
Like, Southern Yankee.
Yeah.
Unbelievable service, amazing beer.
Wow.
Like Southern Yankee, they treat us like kings, family, whatever you want to say. But I'm telling you, every beer we had, we were
Phenomenal.
excited about. And then they were like, "Here, take this home," and we're like, "Okay, thank you so much."
Southern Yankee.
And when I got home, I was like, "Oh my God, these are all barrel aged beers! Like the whole 4-pack was a barrel aged pumpkin, a barrel aged sweet heavy, a barrel aged everything." I was like, "Oh my God!" Like this woman gave us all their best beers, and she didn't even like think about it. She's like, "Here you go." Southern Yankee was amazing,
Boom.
and they've been open for like a couple of years.
Right.
and
Yeah. No, I remember the day I put them into the magazine.
I loved everything I
flow
drank.
chart. Yeah.
I love everything I drank, and they're like a 7-barrel system, and they're like the epitome of home, like commercial home brewing, whatever you want to
So
call
they're
it.
pretty much on site.
Yes.
Yeah.
The head brewer was making pizzas and brewing beer and cleaning tanks all at the same time,
Oh, respect.
and
right?
she was awesome.
Yeah.
I can't say enough good things about that
Man.
place.
Okay, I just changed my whole target list. Yeah,
Go to Southern Yankee.
Southern Yankee. Yeah.
I love that place.
Yeah.
And I want to write a thank you note for all the amazing beer they gave us, because they were awesome.
Man, I think you just wrote a thank you note, but I think you did it.
Yeah.
I think you did it in
like, I'm
audio
telling you,
form
like-
on the Galactic Coast Power Hour.
Like-
I think we got to pull that out and send it to them. Yeah,
It breaks my
yeah.
heart.
Hour number 2,
Passion.
2 hours and 50 minutes into the Galactic
The
Coast
passion
Power
is
Hour.
there,
Have
and
a
they've
good
been,
time.
they've been open for a couple years, so check them out.
Yeah.
And that was way more effective than any Yelp review ever
yeah.
read.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
The passion was there, man.
Yeah,
I love 'em.
I think a brewer's endorsement is like one of the strongest things you can
Right.
get as a brewery, and,
So,
and it's good stuff. Yeah.
If I could pick a place, I would go back. So
Southern Yankee.
Southern Yankee. All right,
Good
all
place
right,
to go.
all right. The Reigning Scene Magazine Commercial Brewer of the Month. You have a? I know you're. I know it sounded like you actually kind of agreed with the Southern
Yeah,
Yankee
place.
deal, but you can throw another name
there's
at
no
us.
place out there.
Yeah. Up there on the north side, I would say probably even Southern Star.
Yeah.
These guys, they put up some good beers.
And I'm happy. I mean, Southern Stars. I'm happy to report it's one brewery that actually that was a brewery that I visited years ago. I mean,
Yeah.
actually, I think I went to but I've never been to. I haven't been to the new brewery. But the second weekend that the Southern Star opened, Mike and I went there, and we got destroyed. You know, I
course.
say we had a bungee cord and a brick getting us home. You know, which is scary, right? So we went back a couple months later. Had a trade scenario with a client and had a limo.
Oh shit!
And at that point, they went to a token system. At that point, this is back before breweries could sell beer on site. You know,
Yeah.
they could figure out ways to monetize it. So Southern Star would sell you a glass and they'd fill it for you, or sell you a T-shirt.
Good people out there.
Yeah. And so they went to a token system, just to make sure because people are like crashing into each other, leaving the parking lot, right?
Yeah.
So,
You don't want that.
no, I love Southern Star. Literally, Southern Star and St. Arnold's. Back in the day, those were the only two breweries.
The
Yeah.
OGs.
That's
Yeah.
the guys. Yeah.
Those are the guys.
I believe they were the fourth. Were they the fourth brewery in Houston? I know they were the first ones to can
if
for
we
sure.
include Anheuser-Busch, maybe the third.
Very, very much so true.
Yeah, I mean
They were the first to can, for
so,
sure.
I think before Galactic, there was obviously St. Arnold's, obviously the Anheuser-Busch plant, Southern Star, and No Label beat us. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so
No Label.
yeah, but yeah, Southern
Houston
Star
is
has
just-
a lot of street cred.
Houston has just been blowing up with breweries left and